Well, good morning. Welcome to the Almost Daily Dave. It is 10 o'clock in the morning where I live in Florida. And as of now, the Big Ten has not voted to postpone fall sports. As of now, the Pac-12 has not voted to postpone fall sports. If you're confused, you are not alone. This is the craziest story I can ever remember in sports in my entire life. Nothing has topped this. Not a steroid scandal, not an Olympics scandal, nothing quite this uncertain and goofy. Some of this is hardcore, clean cut. You know what it is, you know what's wrong, you know who's right, all of that, that's fine. With this, we know nothing. We think we know where this is headed, at least for the Big Ten and the Pac-12. We think they're going to postpone their seasons and try to put the pieces together in the spring. We think. But the SEC is just motoring ahead. The ACC wants to play. The Big 12, they're kind of being quiet. But smaller conferences, Conference USA just had a team announce Old Dominion. They weren't going to play. Conference USA is like, yeah, that's great. Have a good time. The American Conference wants to play. So what do we do here? Are we going to have a 45, 46, whatever it is, team season? Oh, the Sun Belt. They want to play. So that's 5 conferences, 3 of whom are not power conferences, where they're going to be temporarily. And the American, by the way, offers some very good football teams. So what are we doing? Are we going to have a fall and spring champion in college football? Wouldn't that be nice? How do we play this? Never seen anything like it before. Maybe Vince McMahon can solve this because he seems to be good at oddball storylines and how to get out of them. Pardon me. We can't do 2 champions, can we? You figure the Big Ten and the Pac-12 have been kind of like this for decades because of the old Rose Bowl ties. That's fine. They can. And by the way, there's so many opinions now. I think the players were too late in speaking up and saying they wanted to play. How much of this has to do with the L word, liability? How much are university presidents concerned that just as much as one seriously ill or possibly of having a player pass away during the season could ruin a university? And it would. Or a coach. Or a staff member. And these folks that you don't think about have to be treated as equally as the players. Or do you buy the argument from people like Alabama's Nick Saban, who says we're better off keeping our guys, our group together where we have the best medical care we can offer them than if they go home and start mingling with other people who might be ill or who are older and therefore more at risk. What's the right answer? Because here's the thing that's so bad. For every time you think you have an answer, another answer pops up that cancels out what you just thought. For example, I can make 2 arguments here. I can take the Nick Saban side and go, yeah, you're right. You know what? A moneyed place like Bama or Auburn or Clemson or Notre Dame, and by the way, they've had almost no positive tests at Notre Dame, can do a much better job of keeping the health of their athletes, not just football players, but all their fall athletes, if they keep them there and test the hell out of them, because those schools can afford it. I can also make the exact counter argument that it's not safe to have them play a game like football because of the contact involved and the risk of having a tight group of people have a big outburst of COVID, a huge spread that just goes like that. And it's happened at a couple of schools, happened early on at Clemson, happened at Rutgers, but the Rutgers players went out and partied like a bunch of morons. They didn't get it from football practice. So you've got teams being pulled off the field practically. Others are still going out there today. No direction, no overall leadership. We have managed to put together a committee of people who can literally elect 4 teams to make the college football playoff. We now need to put together a committee. And I thought about how to do this last night, and I'm still not sure. But we need to put together a committee of people who will run college football. And if you have to break off the Power Five from the rest of them, so be it. But this kind of disorganization and lack of planning is unacceptable for everyone involved. Administrators, athletes, fans, universities, everyone who has a stake in this. It's unacceptable. Any kind of a committee has got to include the voice of the players, because the players are realizing their leverage in all of this. I think it was too late for them to speak up, and in some cases it may not save those conferences. Maybe the Mountain West and the MAC can slap together a spring schedule. Hopefully, they're also thinking about the winter and spring sports. Could you imagine the possibility of not having March Madness or any kind of NCAA basketball tournament for 2 consecutive seasons? I can't. Or another year without a College World Series for softball and baseball? I can't. But it could happen. It could. I'm not saying it will. It could. If you don't plan now. And maybe the people running college sports are like, whoa, we got a fire over here. That fire over there has got to wait. But if you ignore that fire, it's going to join the other fire, and then you're done. So out of all of this, my hope is that we get a unified, organized group of administrators and players to run college football down the road. Maybe in a couple of years they take over. Because this mess of the possibility of having a fall and a spring champion is only beneficial for one group, whoever makes the 2 trophies. Programming note, the Beef and Barnesy show. Stu Williams and Chris Barnes. Will not have Chris Barnes today, but we'll have Stu Williams and me. And that will be on in about 53 minutes on Facebook Live, YouTube, wherever you can find it. Should be a good time. Well, it will be a good time. And I'll be doing that Thursday as well. Chris is being a dad this week. So he's got fatherly duties to take care of, and I will happily step in with Stu. Today is going to be a Call of Duty day, and Thursday, a great champion, and Kelly Kulik and a pal will be joining Stu and I. So that's going to be a ton of fun. So, again, as of 10:07 Eastern Time, nothing about college football is new. Nothing. Or any college sports in the fall. Check back in an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Likely that's going to change. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, the Almost Daily Dave. Don't forget the Nooner on Friday at, what else? Noon Eastern. Take care. Be safe.